Good afternoon. Yeah, that's Sunday morning or afternoon. Still, I feel morning. I gave the title for this video 12 Petals from Tokat. So, what is the story about this? Recently, I got a photo of the pattern shown here. This is a typical Seljuk design. It is very rough. It is not colorful, just crude lines, and they are not accurate, but still this pattern is carrying quite a lot of information and really a very good geometry. You see, many people are talking about geometric patterns and they do something, they do strange things, but they very often forget about the real geometry that is behind of these patterns. So let's go to the next page and I will show you more. Here I have really two different patterns. Are they really different? No. They are exactly the same. On the left side, you have Seljuk design. On the right side, you have very classic design from Egypt, from Cairo. Here is the information that this pattern is for and so on. You can read this whole information about this pattern at the Metropolitan Museum website. That's not really important at the moment. So what is the difference between these two patterns? First of all, the first one I said is inaccurate, is crude, but it is sharing exactly the same information. The pattern on the right side is very accurate. It has a lot of ornamentation and it has a very precise shapes. So that's the difference. Precision and beauty, and in Seljuk designs we just get a pure geometry, which is quite fine because it is much easier to learn geometry from patterns where nothing is distracting us. Here you see, for example, you have stars. Here the star, you don't see much. Here you see there's another star and you don't see it. Here there is a star and okay, this one has some defect. Okay, but also here you have a shape that looks like a round shape. In this pattern we can see precisely what we are getting here, how it looks. But both patterns have the same construction way and both patterns share the same geometric information. I was asked last week about reconstructing the pattern from Tokat. That's a pattern from Tokat, and this is what I got. That's the pattern that I got here, and this is what you see on the Mamluk design. You see, you just need to have some extra lines here. I will just make this line color red. Okay, just like this. And then, okay, and this way you can compare these two patterns. Okay, the one on the left side in the red rectangle is precisely the same like the red rectangle here. So this is what we are going to do. I'm going to reconstruct the pattern from Tokat, and this pattern is interlaced. It means lines are going up and down. the pattern from Mamluk design. It is a classic Kundakari design, but we don't need really to bother too much about decoration at the moment. So let's copy this page, document options, or maybe I will copy the other one. Okay, or maybe different way. Just copy this picture. Now file, document options, add a blank page. Okay, and then Control V, we are pasting this pattern, and now we just have to decide which part we are taking. It is really up to us which part we will take, but each part here is a bit rough. Well, a bit, this is very light word. It is rough. Okay, so we are just taking this, and then we will try to establish geometry of this pattern. So you can just draw lines like this. Okay, just let me to go this way, and then go like this. Okay, and I will just cheat a bit because it was very tight. Okay, so this is what I got. Okay, and that is what I have here. Okay, do I have everything? Not really, because I should have a segment that is going this way. Okay, I think this is very rough work. So make it transparent so you will be not struggling with my poor drawing. And now, if you just take a few more segments, just like this one, like this one, like this one, and then here, okay, and here there should be a segment, and there should be. So what we are getting here, we are getting here two tangent dodecagons. So dodecagon, it is a shape with 12 petals. Okay, and this is the name of this video, 12 petals from Tokat. You see, that's the one here. So 12 petals from Tokat. Now, I said that's dodecagon, a regular dodecagon. So if I draw one of these triangles, it will look like this. Okay, this is rough drawing. I am not pretending that this is very accurate. Okay, but what we have to do, we have to just say a few things. First, number, calculate. If you take 360 degrees and if you divide this by 12, you're getting 30. Okay, so this angle here, it is a 30 degrees angle. Okay, this is the one here. So what are the other angles? This is very easy to calculate. Now what you can take, 180 minus 30 and divided by 2 really, or maybe I will just do it step by step because I will need the 150, and then number, calculate the 150 divided by 2. Okay, so this is what I got. The angle that is here, okay, the angle that is here, this is 75, this is 75, okay. So if I take line perpendicular to the bottom part, construct perpendicular line, this angle here will be what? 90 degrees. Number, calculate. It will be 90 degrees minus 75. Okay, so this is what I'm getting. This will be 75. Okay, so I think we are ready. We made all calculations ready for constructing our own dodecagon. Let's start it this way. Segment, bottom segment. I'm just repeating what I said, but only I don't draw, I just construct. So construct two perpendicular lines. Now I said this angle here, the one here, it is 15 degrees, okay? So what I do, I take this point, transform, rotate, how much? 15 degrees, just like this. Okay, now take the other point, rotate, but rotate the other way. Okay, and this is 15 degrees. Now, in such a case, we got something similar to this, to my drawing, but I will hide all these lines. I needed only this point. Okay, and this is my triangle. This is what I get, and what is important for me, the triangle. So create another tool. Okay, just simple. Okay, call it long triangle. Okay, so I have tool that is called long triangle. It is here. Okay, I can always draw it, no problem at all, and I can use it for many other calculations. So add, duplicate the page 7. This way I will keep all these calculations still ready for me. Okay, so we have 12 petals like this. Now we have also triangle like this. So I have it ready, but do I need to? Okay, let's construct it just for the people who lost their knowledge of geometry. So this is the small triangle that looks like this. Okay, and then what I will do, I will remove the circles, and then, well, I don't need really to remove it. I just have to make a tool. So I need these points, I need these segments. You don't need to make everything clear. Don't select circles. Okay, and then you can call it short triangle. That's fine. Okay, so another page, document options, add, duplicate, page 8. Okay, now I don't need anything. Okay, so how I can create a thing like this? You have many ways of doing this. Okay, what you can do, you can just get line. You can construct perpendicular lines. Now you can rotate this line. Rotate how much? Just 15 degrees. Okay. Transform, rotate. Another one. Transform, rotate again. Okay, I know that this is boring, but when you're doing this by hand, it is even more boring. Okay, so that's the thing. Now, take this point, draw, construct a perpendicular line like this. Okay, and now, because I'm really sick with these all red fat lines, so make them black, and display align style, make them thin. I know that you are still seeing them. By accident I made the points black, so display color other, okay, and go to the top. Okay, now you can do the same for this top corner. So what you do, okay, you can take one of these lines, for example this one, transform, rotate 15 degrees. Okay, if I rotate this line again I will get this one, so I don't need to repeat this. Now transform, rotate, and then transform, rotate. Do I need more? Yes, transform, rotate. Okay, and look what I really got. I got these 2 points. Okay, and these points are really important. These are the 2 points that I have here. So what I do, I just take a circle, then another circle this way, and then I can start drawing my red segments. So display color red and display line style medium. Okay, and now you can use this point, you can use this point, and this one, and this one, and this one. So you got this, we got this what I was telling you in the beginning. Okay, in fact I should just make a thing like this. This is convenient. Okay, so that is my tessellation. That is my tessellation. Triangles and long triangles. If you don't see long triangles, then you can always add them. Okay, that's the other one. Yes, and this one is going outside of this drawing, and the same I will do here. So this is my tessellation, and in fact what I should do now, these lines should be thin because they are not. Okay, so now what I will do, select all lines, edit, select all lines, edit action button, hide and show. Okay, so I have my lines hidden. Okay, and of course I have to draw the area of the pattern. This is the color black, this was this, and then this was this. Okay, and okay, it is red, so I have to just make it black, display color black. Okay, now these segments and this one make thin. Okay, I don't need to have everything so fat, so yes, and I think these two lines should be thin also. Okay, so we are absolutely perfectly with this red drawing on the left side. We are even better than this one because this one was inaccurate. Here we have very precise. So document options, add, duplicate, page 19. Okay, and now what I will have to do. Okay, I will do it later. Now I have to just prepare the pattern elements. You see the interlace patterns, it is much easier to do drawing by hand, drawing by parts. So what I mean here, I don't need these triangles, these circles, so hide them. Now just look what is happening with the lines in the original pattern. They are going like this. So what I have to do, I have to take this point, I have to make midpoints for these points. Okay, construct midpoints and start drawing a pattern for this triangle. One is enough. Okay, so if I take a line just exactly like this one, okay, it is just going to the midpoint. So I got this line. Okay, I can make reflection, transform, reflect. Okay, now what I will do, I will just get a mirror. This will be the mirror for the petal. And now I don't need this line here, so I am fine. And now look, my goal for the next few minutes will be to make pattern for this triangle. If I make the pattern for this triangle, I am absolutely fine. So I can copy it everywhere. So take these 3 points, the top point, the right point, and the midpoint, and ask to construct angle bisector. I repeat this very often. Angle bisector, this is something that it is often used as a mirror. And now, if this is a mirror, double click on it, take this line, transform, reflect. Now, take this edge, transform, reflect. Okay, great. And then transform, again reflect, and then again transform, reflect. Okay, I think we are practically ready to finish a first part of this pattern. So what we do, we just draw line, display, line style medium, and of course line style solid, and then do it by parts, just like this, and this way, and this way, and this way. So this is what I got. And I really got everything for most of the patterns of this, most of the long triangles for this pattern. So duplicate it, okay, remove what you don't need, okay. Now I have to remove all these lines because these lines hide these lines, okay. I don't need this one, I don't need the bisector, hide them, okay. And now, how can I copy this shape? This is the petal that you're getting like here. How can I copy it to other places? If you're doing this pattern by hand, then simply take a tracing paper and copy this area. Okay, this means copy these 3 points, copy the pattern inside, and then you will be fine. Now what I do, I will just copy this pattern to other petals. Okay, so transform, reflect. You remember what I did? I made a double click. Now double click. This is my mirror. Okay, and now I have to take all these segments and points. You may need points because points are useful for adding some color. And then this, and then what I said, double click here. This is mirror, transform, reflect. Okay, look, I got practically what I wanted to have. Now, I want to take this part and copy it here. So what I can do, double click on this point. This is the center of the whole thing. So go to transport, rotate, how much? 180 degrees. You got this, okay? And then double click, transform, no, not rotate, but reflect. Okay, come on. I have to do, okay, double click. Take all these elements just this way. Okay. And then double click here, transform, reflect. Okay, we got more or less everything. We lost on the way the point here and the point here. So what I will do, okay, how I can get them? Yeah, okay. I can just make some extra line, thin line. You remember this was the mirror. Double click on it and just select these 2 points, transform, reflect, and now hide quickly this thing because you don't like it. Okay, so you see majority of this pattern is done. So document options, add, duplicate, page 12, okay, and now we have to do only the pattern for these short triangles. This is easy. You do this, display line style thin. Okay, this is what we are doing when we want to extend pattern. So transform, reflect. Okay, that's perfectly fine. And now what I want to do, I want to get the bottom part. So go here and now double click, transform, reflect. Okay, and now I am ready to draw a pattern like this. Line style medium. Okay, and then what I do, again, I select all these lines, edit action button, hide and show. So hide these lines. Yes, and now the same what I did before. Double click on the midpoint. Now select this part of the small triangle, transform, rotate, how much? 180 degrees. Okay, this is what we got. So that is fine. And now document options, add, duplicate, 13. Okay, and now what you can do. First, you don't need all these red lines. So you can hide all these red lines and then hide them this way and then hide this one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay, and then the one here. Display hide objects. That's perfectly fine. And this is very convenient. This is very convenient moment when you want to add some color. Add, duplicate, page 14. So what I can do, I can move it to the left, okay, and double click on this edge, transform, reflect, okay, display, hide segment, and now double click, remove these 2 lines and remove this thing, hide objects, and now what I do, I will select everything like here and then transform, reflect. Because my drawing is quite large, what I will do, I will just scale it down just this way, okay, and then what I have to do, edit, select all points, edit action button, hide and show, okay, so I got here a button for hiding points. So this is a rough design of the pattern from Tokat. It is rough because it has no decorations, it has only lines, but this is what many people get in their drawings, and they do it by hand, they paint it by hand and so on. But how we can paint it? You can go to here, okay? The previous page. On this page, we have our final design. On the previous page, we have quarter of it. And now, I will just add duplicate page 14, and I will start working with this. Okay, you have to choose some colors. Okay, I like some specific colors, but this one has too much red form. Okay, let's keep it like this. Okay, do you like this? Okay, you can be happy with this if you are. Okay, okay, and this one I will make just a strong red color. Okay, it is not pure red color, but we can live with this. And now what I do, okay, and finally I can do this. Okay, I can do also the same for the center. You can apply different color if you want. Okay, so if you like, you can make it just like this. So that's the story. And now what I have to do, I have to just get, okay, I will not do this. Okay, and now double click here. This is the center of this drawing. And transform, rotate 180 degrees. Okay, that is fine. Now we have to fill this part. We can do it this way without much bothering. Okay, and you may avoid of filling these parts with the pattern. So File, Document Options, Add, Duplicate, page 16. This is what we are getting. Now, display line style thin. Okay, now what I can do, I can say edit, select all points. Okay, and then yes, okay, action button, hide and show. So hiding the points will be quite useful thing. Okay, so we got a thing like this. Yes, and then what you can do. File, or maybe I will leave the colors. Control Z. File, Document Options, Add, Duplicate, page 617. Okay, and now I really don't need anymore all this. I have to make double click here. Transform, reflect. You see I got this part. Now double click remove these two segments, hide these segments, and now what? Okay, there is one segment left. Display, hide this segment, and now what you do, transform, reflect, that is this, and now I want to make it smaller, so that's the point which I wish to use. Okay, and then I can use this pattern to make something even bigger. Okay, but I don't like making it smaller, so what I can do, double click, transform, reflect. Okay, now I should hide these segments. Okay, and now transform, reflect. Okay, I lost this point, so I have to, okay, display, hide these segments. Is there anything left? Yes, this is what it's happening when we reflecting things without noticing that two lines are one over another. Okay, so we did something, and now what we have to do, we have to make it smaller, just like this. Okay, and now reflect, select all these lines, you don't need all of them, hide elements. Okay, now I don't need these points and I don't need to repeat them. Display, hide points. Now what I do, you remember I was double clicking, so reflecting. Okay, and now if I take this point, I have scaling tool here. That is my pattern. Now I can add the background color. This is convenient way because this way you don't need to draw polygons for all these other things. So now select this, go to your tools and select this color. Okay, that is fine. So now select this polygon again, right click on it and send it to the back. Okay, so we got a thing that looks like this. And of course, you still can play with this a bit. For example, you can just select all segments, edit, select all segments, display color, and you can make the color completely white. Okay, look what you got. You got completely different pattern. Okay, so if you copy this pattern into any graphics programs, you will be able to establish how thick is this line and so on. You can also take the background color and make it black, just like this. And you see how pattern changes suddenly from light yellow color. Okay, so it was this color. Okay, it was sunny color and everything was much lighter. But if you take this background and if you just make it very dark, so edit, okay, color and other, you can make it even like this, okay, not totally black, okay, so you're getting this. Or if you prefer color, the other one, you can make it completely black like we did, or you can make it blue if you want. Okay. Yeah, okay, just like this. Okay. If you like this, this is up to you. This is your work. Okay. I still have a few minutes, so let me go back to our pattern and then let's look at this what we have. This pattern is interlace. So we can make an interlace version of this pattern. So I have to just go back and Okay, okay, that's what I need. So file, document options, add, duplicate, and this is page 10. So duplicate page 10. Okay, remove the circles because you don't need them. Okay, and in fact you have to be now very careful with this what you're doing. So display, hide these objects, add here red line. Okay, and also add here, and then what you do, hide this thing. Okay, and now this is what I will get, display, hide objects. Because we are going to make an interlace version, so we have to make 4 copies of this template. So document options, add, duplicate page 19. Okay, move it. Okay, not so much, but scaling down is useful in this case. Okay, and what I do, double click, transform, reflect. Okay, you can hide this part. Okay, double click here, hide these things, hide segments, and now what you do, transform, reflect. So this what we did really. We did a tessellation that is going this way. I will make it black because it is black here. So this was our tessellation like this. Okay, and these lines should be fat, otherwise you will not see them. Okay, so display line style medium, or even display line style very thick. So this is what we did. These lines are the fat lines on the edge of this photograph, and we are going to make our pattern based on a tessellation like this. Let's keep this tessellation, add, duplicate page 20. Okay, and now I just need a space for drawing various things, so I just remove this. I will also remove myself from this screen, and that is what we are going to do. Look, on the page 20 we had our original pattern. On 21 we have a copy of it. Now let me to go and let me to choose the tools that we did. We did a triangle like this. Okay, construct a midpoint, and we are preparing for what? For interlace. So what I will do, I will make reflection of this segment. Okay, because this is this. If I start with this segment, okay, then the one here is here. Okay, so what I do now, I start with the segment like this, but of course I don't like this fat line. So just thin line, okay, and then make line like this, okay. And of course we are repeating many steps out of the previous drawing. Transform, reflect, okay. Now what we do, okay, we need 3 lines. Interlace in this pattern is with 3 lines. You see 3 lines are going. So we need 3 lines. What I will do, I will go to my tools and I will find the midpoint tool. It is a very useful tool because I can divide these 2 halves into equal parts. Now I take this, construct parallel lines. Okay, now take these 2 points construct parallel lines. That is fine. I need to make it bigger because you may not see anything in this mess of lines. So make it even like this. And now what I will do the same what I did in the previous. Construct angle bisector. That is my angle bisector. I can also make angle bisector on the left side. Okay, that is fine. So these are two my line style dash, my angle bisectors. Now let's start working on it. So I take these three lines, transform, reflect. Now I take this line, transform, reflect, and then take this one, transform, reflect, and then transform and reflect again. Okay, it looks that I did not use this line at all, so that is fine. Now the interlace part. It is much harder than doing a single pattern, so display line style medium and make it solid. Okay, and what I do, I draw the outside parts. Perfectly fine. And then my outside part is here. I'm going this way to this point and then to this point, and then from the top I do this. Now the inside part. Yes, I'm going to this point, this one, this one. Okay, and this is this. So if you are doing interlace, or if you are doing a Kundekari form, you can do it from this part. So File, Document Options, Add, Duplicate, page 21. Okay, now I'm doing interlace. So I need the line here. And now I'm over the other line. So I have to hide myself here. Then I have to go under. Yeah. Okay. So this one was over. And now what I do, just this way. Okay. So you see what I did? I did the proper interlace. The original pattern had 3 lines. So adding the missing line, it is quite easy. So you going getting this way, and then you're going to this point, and then okay, forget to stop. Don't forget to stop on the symmetry line. That is quite important. And now go this way and this way. And now out of this moment, I have everything or practically everything. I missed this segment. Okay, so now select all lines, edit, select all lines, display, no, okay, lines only. Okay, I have to just be careful because I had selected, okay, now is fine, edit, action button, hide and show. So hide lines. My button is here. Okay, did I got everything what I wanted? Yes, display, hide, and now hide this thing. Okay, so you got, or we got the interlace form of this pattern. You can also make it colorful if you want. Okay, just use different colors. Okay, so just any coloring will be fine. If I choose a coloring like this, then I will be okay. Now, what I do, Okay, I just go this way, this way, this way. Yes, okay. Ah, okay. I did a thing like this. And now I can color it my own way. It really doesn't matter which one. So color, let's place this color here. Now, if you draw a line, okay, you can make a double click here. You can take this polygon, transform, reflect. So we are absolutely fine with this. We don't need to bother too much. Now what else? Now we should make these petals more interesting. So display, okay, let's make this one. Okay, do you like it? No, I think I should make it darker color. The other one, I can double click, take this part, transform, reflect. And now what else you want to do? You want to make it dark red like this and dark red like this, or you can make it even light like here. Okay, so display color, the other one, that is fine. Okay, you don't need to fill this part. So what you do, you can start with this what you got. Select all these lines, display, hide these straight objects. Now you can say edit, select all points. You really need only these 2 points. So display, hide these points. Perfectly fine. Now I want to make it display line style thin. Okay, so it is much nicer. Now what I will do, I will create a tool, long triangle color. Okay, that is fine. Okay, now if I press Ctrl Z, I get points back, and now I can check if my work was correct. You see how nicely I'm getting them? Okay, okay, now this thing, and then this thing, and then like this, and then this way. I need it here, I need it here, I need it here. And now look, if I want to fill this part, I have to make a reflection of these points, transform, reflect, and then the same I do on the left side. So transform, reflect these points, and I will do this. Okay, and then the top part again, transform, reflect, and then transform, reflect, and now filling these areas. So we got more or less what we wanted to get, and now let's change the page. Find document options, add, duplicate, page 22. Okay, that is fine. I don't need anymore this thing. And now what I will do, I will just make a small triangle. So short triangle was like this. Okay, and this will be even quicker job. Construct midpoints. Now you can draw lines like this. Okay, you remember what I did to get the large petal. I did midpoint. Okay, so that's my midpoint. Okay, well, you see, okay, that's wrong. You have to be careful when you're stating the point. Now, what you do? Okay, what was the angle here? Okay, the angle was like this. It was double click, transform, rotate just 15 degrees. This was the angle that we used for the big petal. The same way, transform, reflect. Okay, now take these 2 points, construct parallel lines. Now takes these 2 points again, construct parallel lines. Okay, finally I got what I wanted. I don't need anything else. So what I will do, I need a fat line here. Display line style medium. I need also fat line here. I need fat line here. I need also fat line here. Now I have to do interlace. I was doing the right thing. Okay. And then I have to do this. Okay. Now, make this point because this will be the center of everything what we have. Display, hide these lines. Okay. Now what I will do. Yes, 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 okay. And then double click on this point. Transform, rotate 120 degrees because I'm going around. Transform, rotate 120 degrees. Now the last thing, I need colors. Okay, just like this. And which color we used for these edges? We just used this color. So let's use it again. Color, the other one, that is fine. Now the same we are doing here. Okay, and now again double click on the center, take these 2 polygons, transform, rotate 120, transform, rotate another 120. Now what I did here, okay, here there was something wrong. Okay, so I have to fix my error and waste time for it. Okay, and again, rotate and transform, rotate. Okay, so what I did, I got whatever I wanted to get. Okay, Command Escape. Now, remove all these lines. So, displayed hide segments. Now, select all points, edit, select all points. Just undo these 2 points. Display hide points. Now select this part, display line style thin, okay, and now make our tool, okay. This will be create a small triangle, okay, yes, fine, okay, and now Control Z because I need the points. So File, Document Options, Add, Duplicate, page 23, okay, and now what I do, I just scrap everything. Okay, now I have to make this thing slightly bigger because otherwise I will be not able to do everything, all right? And now let's insert insert the small triangle. It goes this way, it goes this way, goes this way, and like this, and like this, and like this. Okay, and I guess my time for this presentation is over, so the only thing I have to do, just hide these objects. Okay, I didn't select these two segments, so hide these segments and then display, hide these objects here. Okay, again I missed these two segments. Okay, and then what I can do, I can hide yes. Okay, this one I did perfectly fine. Okay, I don't need this button anymore. Okay, display, hide these objects. Okay, so that's my pattern in the new way. You can add some color, and of course you have to remove quietly all these red segments, but this is just the easy task to do. And this way I completed the pattern from Tokat, and I thank you for watching it, for watching this construction, and then I hope you will be able to reconstruct it on your this one on your own. So see you in the next video or in the next class, depending how we are seeing each other. So stop recording.